After taking a few minutes to catch our breaths, we headed for the restaurant. Yay! God's neat, let's eat. Om nom 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 nom. Once we arrived, I asked the piglet on duty if we could get our food to go. We decided to eat with Mitarashi and Mai instead of in that restaurant. I think he's saying, of course. Still wasn't quite sure how to interpret the pig's strange movements. Let's see, I'd like a barbecue pork, a kid's meal. Read off the list of meals I'd gotten from the others. You got it, dude. Guess that's okay. He nodded several times and began to move toward the kitchen before I had held out a hand to stop it. Oh, one more thing. Could you lend me a first aid kit? The piglet nodded and disappeared. They're so weird. I can't tell if they're men or women, and they can't or won't talk, but at least they're not attacking us or something. They're really helpful. I was still thinking when a piglet appeared with our food and our first aid kit. After thanking it, I headed back to our table where Shidou sat deep in thought. Yo! Something wrong? Can I see your back? Ugh. You got hit, remember? I just want to be sure you're alright. It's just a bruise, nothing to worry about. Well, then there's no harm in letting me take a look, so let's go. Somebody's pushy today. I'll show you pushy. He grumbled and frowned, but took off his jacket and turned his back to me. Lifted up his shirt to see a massive black and blue bruise. Just a huge welt on his back. This is because he was looking out for me. I felt sad and angry at myself, but I couldn't take back what had already happened, so I just did what I could to treat it, and then pulled his shirt back down. I just wanted to see his back. I must have looked upset because I felt him lay a hand on my shoulder. Don't worry about it. I know, it's just... I'm a police officer. I've gotten hurt much worse than this in my career. A bruise is nothing. Okay. Anyway, we still have some time until the hotel docks. Do you want to go look for Urabe again? Yeah, we can't just leave him out there. Search it is then. Let's go. We told the others, then headed off to look. He's not dead. Because Augustine's made it very clear that nobody died in that explosion. So, Urabe's in there. Somewhere. Or somewhere. Anywhere, really. Our first stop was the ruins of the bloodstained hospital. Shidou looked at them and sighed. Damn, I guess he's not here. Barely even looked like, well, anything. The explosion had turned it into a twisted mass of broken concrete and bent metal. We made our way to where we'd last seen Urabe, but there was no trace of him. Where is he? Shidou grumbled and began to pick his way back out of the wreckage. He looks pretty upset. Makes sense though, I am too. Shidou took his job very seriously, and that meant he felt responsible for our safety. I suppose that's why he took that bullet for me. For a moment, I remembered the horrible-looking bruise on his back. But why is he so determined? He didn't know that was a rubber bullet when he jumped in front of it. That's an important note. He was kind of a jerk to me on the first day, but I think his heart is in the right place, and he pretended to fight Mitarashi to tell him his plan on day 2. He was the only person worried about Wakasa, and he said we should trust Urabe. He did seem kind of cold sometimes, but the more I thought about it, the more it seemed like he acted that way because he didn't want to put people in danger. But he's not like that, just because he's a cop. There's something else. Shidou. What is it? Why are you always going out of your way to protect people? He struck a chord. He turned to look at me as surprised. Was that a weird question? He frowned and thought for a moment. Come on. Give us the details. Give us your backstory. This is where it happens. Something happened. Well, that wasn't very helpful. Looked like that was a touchy subject. I felt a little bad for bringing it up. He'll open up to me. I know he will. We continued our search for Urabe in silence until Shidou's phone rang. Hello? Oh, wait, what? Right, we're on our way. Something wrong? That was Urabe. He found something. The plaza in front of the tower. Let's move. Right! Roger. I'm just kind of Shidou's like little follower. His tag along. Urabe! Ah, finally. Here, take a look at this. What's it gonna be? Oh! We've got signs of a live one. He held out a string of red prayer beads. Awesome. Urabe was wearing those. Where did you find it? In front of that. He pointed out the large door set in front of the tower. Is he in there? I can't say for sure, but it seems likely. Can we get in? Not anytime soon. That door is pretty solid. That's bad. I frowned and looked up at the castle. Well, at least we know he didn't die in the explosion. Yeah. Do you think he's okay? He's made it this far. I'm sure he's fine. I got the feeling he was reassuring himself as much as me. Oh, Urabe, I hope you're okay. Don't know what the red prayer beads mean. After finding Urabe's beads, we decided to call off the search for the night and head back. Once we reached the hotel, everyone headed to Mitarashi's room. Hey, you're late. I was getting worried. Hi, everybody. They both smiled as we stepped inside. I'm glad she's taking the hostage situation well. Understandably, she doesn't have to. None of us really do. But we're having fun with it, I guess. You weren't the only one then. How are your injuries? What injuries? I've never felt better. What? But you said earlier that they really hurt. My, that was supposed to be our little secret. Oh, sorry. Looked around the room and saw that everyone was smiling. Anyway, I'm glad you jerks showed up. I'm super hungry. Oh, here you go. We got you something to eat at the restaurant and kind of forgot about you and then looked for Urabe. Anyway, eat up. Thanks. You're the best. I'll just take that. He began shoveling food into his mouth the moment it was in his hands, so we all found places to sit down and dug into our dinners. While we ate, we talked about the attraction we played that day. It sounds like another close call. Mitarashi frowned. He'd finished eating long before the rest of us. Man, I should have been there. No, you were exactly where you should have been. You took care of Mai, which I can't thank you enough for, and Shidou handled things pretty well. Besides, your company seems to be having a positive effect on Mai. Yeah, maybe I should try being a preschool teacher. There you go. That's an interesting career change. Might be a good look for you. You know, if the escort business doesn't go your favor, go settle down and be a preschool teacher. I don't even know, is that settling down? That sounds actually way more active. Ante up and become a preschool teacher. That's where the real hell is at. Come on, I was just kidding. Still, could be nice. Nothing like seeing a kid smile, you know? I think there's drama in the escort business. Be a preschool teacher. Yeah, right. Haha, you're a kid, what do you know? Is it just me, or did Wakasa react kind of weirdly? He's secretly a preschool teacher! You couldn't find Urabe? He looked suddenly serious as Shirabe handed him the prayer beads and explained what he'd found. So he might be locked up in the tower, huh? We don't have any proof of that, but yes, that's my best guess. Damn, I don't like this. Silence fell over the room. Each one of us was thinking about what could have happened to Urabe. Well, what's about the reward we got from today's game? He looked around expectantly. Yeah, it was just a scrap of paper like the others. Any idea what they mean? Not yet, but if we can figure out if we can figure them out, maybe we'll figure out who Hogstein is. Well, today's said K1. The others were Sun and 07. And we're missing one. Oh. Correct. That's frustrating. They're all just nonsense, though. Who knows if yesterday's would have had anything useful. Sun K107. How do they fit together? We spent a little longer discussing them, but nothing came of it. I should tell Uncle Keiji about the rewards, though. Maybe he'll know something. That's good to figure out. After a few more minutes of talking about nothing important, Mai started to nod off, so we decided it was time to go to bed. Gosh, is every game going to be this exhausting? We're halfway done. We're halfway there, so they should, there's less of them now. I laid down on my bed and ran over the day's events in my head. I wonder if Shidou swapped out that wrap I gave him. He'd probably showered and taken it off. I decided to go drop by his room. Hey, Shidou, what's going on? Knock knock. It's the pizza guy. I'm just kidding, it's not a pizza guy, it's me, Inafune. Are you still up? Hey, buddy. What's going on? No, I'm fine. I was just wondering if you remember to change your wrap from the shower. That shower that you've taken? Oh, yes, I did. Nothing to worry about. Good, glad to hear it. Can I see it? Heh. What are you laughing at? You're odd. Odd? Call me odd? Call me round face? What's wrong with you, kid? Sorry, that didn't come out right. I meant it as a compliment. You're, how do I put it? Different. Not any better. Really, maybe I'm not saying it right. You are different! You're a weirdo! What are you trying to say? You've got a sharp mind like nobody I've ever seen before. But sometimes you get too excited and you jump the gun. You're really bad at giving compliments. Sorry, I just feel like I can be frank with you. I trust you. Okay. What is this? My heart feels like it's going to pop. So, you shouldn't make that face. What? He suddenly reached out and pinched one of my cheeks gently. You look better when you're smiling. Yeah. Oh, I suppose you can't if I'm doing this. Sorry. Let go of my cheek and I stepped way back. Like, really far back. You don't need to worry about me. You should get some rest. I'm sure tomorrow won't be any easier. Okay, good night, Creepo. Hi, Creepo. What's going on? Night, Saki. Should not have went here. I was asking for that. After he closed the door, I just stood there for a few long moments before shaking myself and heading back to my room. She's probably excited, but I'm like shaking with... Ugh. She's anticipating it. I'm just heebie-jeebies shaking. Shaking with anticipation. He wasn't drunk or something, was he? I don't know anything about adults or other girls or really anybody except for random puzzles. I don't know anything about anything. Shidou had been right about needing sleep though. I just climbed into bed when I heard a knock on my door. Who is it? Sup? Holla at your girl. Open the door to find May. Presumably she wants to sleep with me again. Aight. Shacking it up. I grinned and lifted her up onto the bed. You're not gonna sleep with Ryusei? He told me I should come over here. Probably for the better. He says he talks in his sleep and that it's embarrassing. Really? You serious? Well, at least Mai will keep me from thinking about Shidou all night. We ended up talking for a little longer about boys, before finally drifting off to sleep. Probably not about boys, because Mai's kind of a blabbermouth. That would be kind of destructive. Probably talking about candy. We both like those. We hadn't noticed it, but the shadow of doom was already creeping up to our feet. Wow! Look, they fell asleep. Of course, I'm surprised they lasted this long with all we've been up to. I'm still awake. Is that so? You sure sound pretty sleepy. Go ahead and nap. We won't be home for a while longer. Okay, night. I'm really glad I went ahead and took today off. I am too. I know how busy you are. It really means a lot. What good is having such a wonderful family if I never spend time with them? I need to do this more often. Well, don't push yourself, dear. Because I need my space too. You don't have to come home early every day. Stay, work, make some money. I'm busy. I'm trying to keep the house and the children and everything working fine while hanging out and doing my own stuff. Sorry. It's a warning. I don't get what the whole locket scenes have to do with anything yet, but I feel like they're connected. Maybe it's Shidou's backstory? He did say that there was an accident. And I am using the Shidou voice mostly, so maybe those will just line up. Originally thought it was Shirabe, but you know, maybe it's not. They went to the theme park, now they're heading back. There's something weird about this theme park thing where those were lining up. And I'm wondering if Shidou's even, you know, telling the truth about some of his stuff.